What's going on, guys? Mental Health with Josh here, coming at you with another video. So, this is my story, part 3. So, on the last one, we discussed all about my first counselling experience. This one, it's going to be about bullying in school. So, without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so my first bullying experience in school was primary school. When I first started, with everything going on, when I first started school, primary school, I was 5 years old. I was silent all the time. I found it hard to make friends, quite a lot. So I was always on my own, which made me a target for bullying for one person, from one person. I ended up actually making friends in the end, and actually they ended up becoming close friends, going to birthday parties. I go into theirs, they're coming to mine for tea. I was invited to their birthdays, I was invited for sleepovers, that type of thing. So yeah, that was primary school. Primary school wasn't too bad. It was just the occasional teasing. I was quiet all the way through primary school. But yeah, there was nothing harmful going on until secondary school. Now, secondary school was the worst. For me, from when I started in year 7. Now here we go. Now we're going to get into it now. From year 7, first year was the worst year. I bought brand new pens, pencils, rulers, rubbers, and everything like that to take into school. What happened? Ended up getting nicked. Or it was a case of, can I borrow a pencil? Yeah. Can I borrow a pen? Yeah, no problem. Yeah, I can lend you a pen or pencil. And the lessons come, can I have my pen and pencils back? No, go and get your own. So hang on a minute, they were mine. Yeah, so that went on. I had an old locker in school where I put all of my stuff. What happened to that? Locker got broken into. My lunch kit kept getting stolen. Everything in my bag got stolen. So in the end, I ended up taking nothing to school, just a pen for me. I left me books and that in the classroom. So that was year 7. Year 8 was the same. I kept getting bullied by 7 people. Now these 7 people thought they ruled the school, right? One of them was, I don't know if he still is, one of them was 6 foot, over 6 foot. I wouldn't say he was big built, like muscly, but I would say he's more fat, build. Another one was about 5'8", something like that, 5'7", 5'8". Then there was another 6 footer. Then there was a 5'2", 5'3" bully. Anyway, they were all in the fight, like higher to low 5 foot to 6 foot. But they thought it would be funny to bully the shit out of me, like throwing rocks, and I mean big rocks, hard mud with stones in it. Started throwing it at my face, trying to get the stone in my eye. They did this in front of the teachers, and the teachers did absolutely nothing about it. That was my old school for you. It doesn't matter if they did it in front of him, it doesn't matter if they did it behind them. They did absolutely nothing. And the head teacher in that school said he was going to do something about it. Never did. Never did. Never did anything about it at all. Year 9 came. Same thing happened over and over again. Bullied by these lads. Getting punched, kicked, slapped, hitting the nuts constantly. More rocks being thrown. More stuff being thrown at me. They basically put me through hell. What else did they do? I'm just trying to remember. So yeah, with everything that was going on with, with what happened to me as a kid, I didn't know what it was at the time, but now that I got older, I knew what it was. I was getting more and more depressed, but I didn't know what it was. So I was getting withdrawn. I wasn't talking to anyone. I was getting more and more angry at home, taking it out on the wrong people, which I shouldn't have done. I know that now. I was having severe anger problems. So I got given a chance to go to anger management. So I took it. I was there for a while. This was CBT, by the way. In case you don't know what CBT is, CBT counselling is more about your feelings and more paperwork and that, and how to dive to the problem and document this, that and the other. But yeah, that's what basically CBT and that is. So after going for a few times, I ended up getting kicked out of CBT because the counsellor pissed me off. Pissed me off so much, I picked up a chair, threw it above the counsellor's head, and it hit the board. So I ended up getting kicked out for being angry. But the counsellor was trying to make me angry for me to do it to get kicked out. So that's what happened. Then I got into a little bit of problems at home. Arguments, fights, putting my fist through Perspex glass. I don't know if you remember the doors you used to get with a Perspex glass. Put my fist through that. A thick piece of wood. Now, I'm not kidding you. If I can compare, right, imagine that thickness on the glasses case, but thicker, but that thick, right? I put my fist right through that piece of wood, and I don't know if you can see, but that knuckle, wherever he is, that one there is slightly chipped. That's why he's smooth. That's why that one's smooth. That one's fine. That one isn't. That's because I kept putting my fist through things, walls, punching things, and I kept chipping a bone in my knuckle. The amount of scars that I've got on my hands is unreal. On my wrists and that, it's unreal. But I'll get more into that side later on. So that was year 9. No, it's still continued. So I got the chance to be asked to do a survival course. Hang on a minute. No, I got asked to do that in year 8 as well. So I got asked to do a survival course in year 8, which is bushcraft. Going out into the woods, making shelters, making fires. You might have seen a lot of it on YouTube and that. If you haven't, type in bushcraft on YouTube and it will come up. It's what I love to do. I've done it now for over 13 years and I love it. I absolutely love it. right? So after getting asked that, that was on a Tuesday. No, Monday. Yeah, that was on a Monday. So I did that on a Monday. Tuesdays, so I was in school Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Mondays was bushcraft. Year 9 came along. I got asked to do a thing called Connections, which is help figuring out your next steps or what you want to do after school. When you leave school, like college or whatever. So I was doing that. So that was on a Wednesday. So then I was off Monday, Tuesday in school, half a day Wednesday, from 12 o'clock until 3 o'clock, I was out of school. So now it changed. So I was only in 1, 2, 3 days. Fair enough. Year 10 come along. Just preparing for GCSEs to choose what we wanted to do for GCSEs year 11. So we was doing our mock exams. My subjects I chose was French GCSE, French MVQ, graphics, part of PE was a curriculum, we had to do it, so I chose gym. And I can't remember what else. I really can't remember what else it was. But anyway. So anyway, yeah. So French GCSE and MVQ, the reason why I chose that is because you didn't have to sit an exam for it. You didn't have to go into the hall and, GCSE and that. The exam was, the teacher gave you work to do. Like, it is an exam, but it's not in the hall with others. You've got a phrase, there was a sentence in French. You've then got to report it back to the French teacher, and she says if you pass or not. Well, because of everything that was going on, and the bullying and everything, I got taken out of those lessons, and I got put into a room called ILC, which is Individual Learning Centre, which is where all the naughty kids and that was. So yeah, I was in there. They took me in. One of the teachers, if she's still alive today, I thank you very much for all your help. She saw something was wrong, so she said, okay, you can come in on a Thursday afternoon, the last 2 lessons, just for me to catch up with work and that. Fair enough. And if I got any bullying at break time or dinner time, I could go in, sit down and relax. Okay. Fair enough. So that's what I did. Year 11 came. Because of everything that happened, all the bullying and that, the bullying still hasn't stopped by those people. Constantly getting tormented, constantly getting beaten up, harassed, assaulted. My confidence, my depression kicked in. I was punching lockers in school. It got to that point, I'm missing a bit of the story, but it got to that point of bullying from year 10 to year 11 where I was carrying a screwdriver with me in my bag to school. And if they was coming up to me, I was going to do what I had to do with it. But luckily enough, one occasion, they started coming up to me. There was about 6 or 7 of them come up to me and that. Was going to try to hit me and that. So I put my hand in my bag, grabbed hold of the screwdriver, was about to pull it out. They saw the handle, they turned around and walked away. Right, so that was that incident. Year 11, came the GCSEs. What happened? Because of everything? I failed. I failed school. I walked out of school with no GCSEs, no grades whatsoever. E's, F's and U's. I only had one qualification, which was a C. And from year 9, I got asked to do Aikido. Confidence building. Got rid of some of my anger. Discipline. Loved it. I enjoyed it. I did it for 3 years. I can still do some moves now. And I loved it. Roll to the end of year 11 after GCSEs. We got our GCSE results. So final day of school, and they thought that they would play a prank on me. We had an old pond, and they thought it was okay to pick me up and throw me in the pond. This was the two guys that was over 6 feet. Now, one thing that I didn't like, or don't like still, is people grabbing my legs. So what happened? They picked me up, got me up to nose height, up there, and I kicked this one kid so hard in the face, broke his nose, dropped my legs, swung the other one over my shoulder, and I just went bang, right? Because I had enough. Right in front of a teacher, they looked at the teacher, and the teacher looked up and went, "Serves you right. You had that coming." So yeah, that is basically what happened during school. Through bullying, through getting assaulted, through getting rocks thrown at me with stones in, and then finally, at the very end, I said enough was enough, and I did what I had to do. So yeah, guys, that was part 3 of my story. I hope you enjoyed listening to it. Part of it is actually quite hard telling the story. Well, the first part of it was actually really, really hard. I don't know if you've seen. It was hard for me telling everything, but it needs to be said. I've held this back now for 30 years. And now it's time for the truth to be told. Now it's time for my story to come out. So I hope you enjoyed this part, guys. In the next part, I'm moving on to college. And college is where things started to go wrong with my mental health. But I'll discuss that with you on the next one. So I do hope you enjoyed this video, guys. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, like. I was going to say favourite then, but you can't favourite, can you? Like, subscribe, turn the notifications on, post a comment below if you got any questions, ask away, and I'll do a Q&A video and ask for you guys. So yeah, guys, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys in part 4. Take it easy, guys. Bye.